Now, there is one small tweak that separates this before and after of my student, and he used to be such a chronic flipper, throwing his hands up to the golf ball, lots of fat shots, lots of high, weak shots. And then this one small tweak, which we did through this drill that I'm going to show you in this video, turned him into an amazing compressor of the golf ball, hitting these real nice penetrating strikes and completely fixing his fat shots. So before we get into this drill, which is going to fix all your striking issues and get you compressing the ball like my student, let's understand how he used to swing before we made the change, and then what we did to get him to this real nice compression and ball striking. So where he used to be, he used to do this, moving back in the backswing, moving away from the golf ball. So if I've got a big line, red line going through the middle of my body there, and I move away, that's called moving off my center in that backswing. Now, most golfers on the planet, if they move and load too much into their right side, what's going to happen? They're not going to be able to shift enough in the downswing. So my student really struggled to get his weight moving back towards the left. So again, with that line through the body, for good ball striking, we want this line to be going through our right leg, chest, preferably through the head. That's going to get us to where the low point's going to be forward, to where we can hit ball and turf every time. But if we're back here, it's very unlikely we're going to be able to shift enough to get into that position to hit ball and turf. So my student would be here, back behind the line as he's getting into the shot. And the only way he could make contact from the ball somewhat okay is via throwing his hands and arms into the shot. Really overly casting, early releasing the club. Because if your body isn't moving you through, your arms have got to do it, and they're not going to be able to maintain structure and de-loft the club to hit really good golf shots from that. To where then when we made this small tweak, which was from this drill, he was like this, turning up to the top, staying on his center as he turned. So that gave him much more of an ability then to shift in that downswing, to get his weight and his pressure left. Again, where we can see with that line, getting everything moving onto that lead side. So that line's going through the right side of the body, like we can see with him here, really moving onto that lead side very, very well, shifting his weight. And you can see immediately from that after swing, he is nicely not throwing those hands and hitting good strikes. So we'll move low point forward by getting him onto that lead side, that nice tweak there. We also got him compressing the golf ball. There was no instruction on how to hold angles, to get rid of the early release. We did none of those drills. We just got himself shifting his weight, and he naturally got himself to where he was presenting his angles. Because like we said, now his body was moving him through the golf shot, not the hands and arms because he was hanging back. So let's get to the drill we did to be able to get that. So this was our drill, and that is the ball forward drill. So if you're a regular watcher of the channel, you've most likely seen me talk about this drill before. It is my favorite one to teach people to turn centered and shift to the lead side in the downswing nicely. Because if we've got a ball at the front of the stance, but the club placed out in the middle here, the only way for me to strike that ball solidly is for me to shift my weight to the left. That's the only way. If I come back here like the before with my student and then shift a little bit but still stay back, it's very unlikely I'm going to hit anything other than just a shot where I'm hitting hugely behind it. So that's where the subconscious part of your brain does a really good thing here. Your brain and subconscious brain, when it comes to golf, is very simplistic. It just wants to hit the ball solidly. So if you've put almost a restraint here of the only way for you to hit the ball solidly from this setup, with this huge gap we've got, is to shift. That's the only way. So your subconscious will do that for you. You don't actually physically have to try and shift the weight to hit that ball. Your body will just do it, which was absolutely crucial for us, for the student here, because he just went and thought, okay, let's just try and hit this ball. And then all of a sudden, his body immediately shifted. I mean, I feel like here, I'm gonna lose my balance towards the target because my body has shifted that much. So we see players back in the day do this. I mean, Mo Norman was one of the players who did this, of course, with him being an absolute legend of the game. But ultimately, if we got that ball forward, club out the middle, we're gonna hit ball than turf more consistently. Now, when we first start doing this drill, you will hit a few poor ones. Your body won't know how to shift, but it doesn't take too many balls for the body to learn how to shift, and you are going to strike the ball so much better when you do that drill. One of the things always I hear my students say, they feel, oh wow, can I just do that drill all the time? Now, other good things happen from doing this drill. Because you've got that ball at the front of your stance and club out the middle forces the body to shift, absolutely. But let's say you're a golfer who's an over the top, which my student was as well. If you swing over the top with the ball at the front, club out the middle, you could easily swing on the inside of that ball, so where it exits left too much, cuts across it, and you can miss it really, really easily. So it fixes golfers who have that chronic big boom, massive swing over the top. So you have to really get yourself swinging on a good path to be able to hit that ball solidly from there. So not only trains you to shift more for good ball strike and good low point control, it also helps you to swing on good club path. Nice straighter shots. That's what you're going to see straight away when you do this. But also, one other thing it helps with, staying down on the golf shot. Because again, if this ball is at the front of my stance and my club's out the middle, because that ball is so late on the swing arc, you're hitting it. You have to really stay down to keep that club low down towards the ground. It's got to stay lower for longer. So of course, how does that club stay lower for longer to hit that ball solidly? By staying down. It's all going to happen instinctively as well, because if that ball's forward, body has to stay crunched down. If you remotely lift up, you're going to top it straight away, because that's going to bring the hands and arms up. That's going to then hit the top of the golf ball. So it's a really, really brilliant drill. Nice and simple solution to multiple things here. So if you're someone who struggles to either feel the weight shift or feel the staying down or the club path, this is great for all of you, which is why so many golfers can do this. And even for, let's say myself, see that one, I didn't shift enough. I actually hit that a little bit heavy. So it's a good feedback mechanism. But even for myself, I struggle to get my weight onto the left side enough. It's my cerebral palsy that I have in my left side where it affects mostly. Is I can struggle if I haven't hit enough balls before playing and my body's not fully warm, I can struggle to get that weight shift. So for me, when I'm warming up before I go play, I do this drill because it forces me to do the most important thing for my own golf swing, and that is weight shift. Because when you're going out and playing, you want ball and turf contact. That's the main important thing. So you can land the ball the yardage you're trying to hit it. If you hit it fat, you're not going to hit it the yardage you're trying to hit. If you thin it, you're not going to hit it the yardage you want. And of course, this has good club path and postural benefits. So it's a great one to do as a better shot before you go play. And it really feels like everything is forward. And again, even for someone like myself who has a physical disability that stops me from getting onto my lead side as much as I could, and it helps me, so it's going to help every single one of you out there too. But how do we get this drill into your swing normally? So how do we get this into our normal swing with a normal ball position? So how we do that? Use the imagination and a little bit of a routine here. So let's say I'm at the driving range. Maybe I'm warming up beforehand, before I play, or I'm just having a practice session. Or if you've got a net like I do in your backyard, that's another great way. Okay, so I would like to structure it as doing 3 balls. So let's say I do 3 balls here. And then that's with the drill. And then I do 2 other golf balls, doing it when the ball is in the normal spot. So I'm just going to hit 1 with the drill just for the video time's sake. So ball out the front, preferably just on the inside of the left foot. It doesn't have to be exact, just forward and club out the middle to where you've got that big gap. Okay, let's say this is my 3rd ball. Really good. And you can see as well, I have to stay more centered to be able to get myself left. I'm not sure I said that earlier, because that's why, again, it helped him for his backswing massively as well. So let's say I've done those 3 shots. Now what I do, the next 2 out of my set of 5, ball position out the middle, got an 8 iron here for reference, so nice middle ball position. Imagine that ball's still there. Imagine it's still there. So then you're going to hit it, okay. Oh, that was nice. Imagine that ball position still forward, and you're going to be able to replicate it somewhat. But this is why only 2 balls normally, because after that second one, you're going to lose the feel. So that's why I want you to go straight back into another set of, again, 5 balls, doing the first 3 ball forward shots. Ball forward, club out the middle, another 3. There we go. And then, of course, ball came back to me nicely there. And then for the next 2, ball, normal ball position. Imagine that ball's forward. There we go. and then you really start striking it really, really nice. And if you repeat that for a good, let's say, practice session, let's say you've got half an hour to practice, you do that for the entire half an hour, you're going to be striking the ball so much better. But I know another question a lot of you have, which is what every student has when they do this. Why can't I do this when I'm out on the golf course? What's stopping me from doing it? I want to, if I'm hitting the ball so good doing this drill, why can't I just go out and do it on the course? Now you can, absolutely. Mo Norman did it, absolutely. There's no stopping you. But what we've got to know is we're hitting the ball very late on the swing arc. So we're hitting the ball, of course, as the club is technically going back around again. So if we're hitting the ball later on the arc, where's the club face going to be pointing in relationship to our target? Left. So one thing you'll notice, yes, you'll hit the ball straighter doing this drill, absolutely. But you will straight pull a lot of them. And that's absolutely normal, absolutely fine with it, because the ball is so far forward in the swing arc where you're hitting it. So that's why out on the golf course, if you want to, let's say, aim for that, by all means, go for it. But I would recommend, just to make things easier, so you know, of course, where your club is approaching the ball in the arc, just have it in normal ball position and drill it into your swing. So that's where always the workaround is never the best way to do it. So just doing the drill on the golf course, drill it into your swing. If a student or someone is hell-bent on just doing it on the golf course, I know that they're actually not going to work on this drill enough in practice to where they're wanting a shortcut to just do it on the golf course. So that's where we do not want a shortcut to make a long-term change. That doesn't, those two don't go together, shortcut and long-term change. You want to do this, again, like we said, if you've got 30 minutes of practice, do that structure I was talking about, and repeat that for a good couple months, and you're going to have it in your swing. A couple months in the span of time, of what we play golf. We play golf for our whole lives. It's one of those sports where we can do that, luckily. A couple months is nothing. Just get yourself in front of you now on the driving range, where have you, a couple months of good practice doing this drill, and your swing will improve hugely. So, get to work, and I hope you enjoyed this video. So, again, if you enjoyed this video, click that like button. For more golf instruction, just like this, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell button too to be notified every time I put out a video.